Jericoacoara, a taste of paradise. A few days just didn't suffice, so I stayed a whole month and got to live as a local. The experience was so incredible I felt I had to be vocal. Hidden away in the heart of the dunes, you'll find a town so special it could have two moons. The place is vibrant and holds an energy. If you listen closely, you can hear it, G. The subtle sounds of forró in the distance, or stepping on the soft sandy streets, for instance. Or maybe it's the people that make this place alive. The strongest community I've ever felt, no word of a lie. A perfect sunset every single day, ride the wind of the northeast and listen to it say, "Bem-vindo a Jeri, pode sentir em casa, e vou te falar que esse lugar é massa." And for a minute, I forgot about the rest of the world on the outside, caught between mountains of sand, sea, sun and stars, the great divide. Jericoacoara, a taste of paradise. Even a whole month just didn't suffice. So, a comfy 6-hour bus journey from Fortaleza, and I was blown away by my entrance to Jeri. Getting a 4x4 through the dunes was enough to have me impressed, but arriving in the town, I instantly fell in love. The roads all made of sand, the local shops, restaurants and bars just bustling with people and music. It honestly felt like I was driving into a movie set. So my usual plan of staying in a hostel for a couple nights over the weekend to make some friends before moving to my private accommodation worked out so incredibly well here. From the second that I arrived in Mandala Hostel, I was instantly welcomed with a friendly and social vibe.
Bem-vindos ao Mandala Hostel. Aqui as pessoas cozinham. Aqui as pessoas vivem também.
Instantly meeting some amazing people, heading down to the beach for an incredible sunset, and then scouring out the town for the best and cheapest food spots. So Jeri is very well known for its excursions and activities, and it didn't take long before I rounded up a fun group of people and we headed out on our first adventure together.
Which one do you want?
Let's take the red one. Driving around the dunes on the buggy was already enough to make this trip worthwhile for me, but then we stopped at Paradise Lake for some sun, beers and swimming.
Cervejinha, saúde.
Saúde.
We are in paradise. This is paradise. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
From Birmingham.
Yeah, straight from Birmingham to here. Insane location. What the hell? The man's bringing our água de coco.
Brazil giving me another taste of paradise again, and this place was amazing. We ended up spending a lot of time here, understandably. Going through the dunes on the buggy, blaring music, we head to our next spot.
Literally running up a dune right now. God damn!
The most beautiful sandy landscape waiting for golden hour with a lot of wind and sand in all areas.
There's so much sand on my camera.
We got challenged by our tour guide to race up the dunes, and let me tell you, this is no joke. Heading down was a breeze and really fun, and having this gigantic wall of sand behind you blocking out all the wind.
It's so quiet.
When you get to the bottom, it's just dead silent, and that's really incredible.
Agora vamos fazer a subida aqui da Dune e ver quem chega primeiro. Quem chega derradeiro vai pagar a caipirinha.
2, 1, vai.
Para, calma. Bora, cara.
What an insane place to watch the day end, the colors of the sand and the sky changing just so picturesque. Some insane photos were taken here, and honestly I couldn't help but just romanticize my life for a bit. Then to top it all off, driving back into town on the buggies, the sky was just exploding with colors, unreal. So the rest of the weekend was spent at the hostel making a bunch of new friends, exploring the town and the incredible beaches, and of course cutting Gabriel's hair. So checking into my own place and staying somewhere for an entire month allows me to keep some sort of routine in my traveling lifestyle. Luckily, there was a gym literally 20 meters from my bed, and it felt so good getting back into a gym routine and eating and cooking healthy again. The number one question that I get get asked all the time about my nomadic lifestyle is, do I get tired of it? And honestly, I can say I don't. I've found that the only way to keep myself from exhaustion when traveling is to do it slowly in a way that suits me. Moving around every couple days or even every week definitely has its place, but it's only so long before you burn out socially and physically. Slow travel, at least for me, is the key to doing this long term and staying fresh. It has so many benefits beyond just the gym and eating routine, like joining clubs, making better friendships, getting to experience the place properly, not feeling bad about missing out on days, getting to explore the place in your own time, and just generally feeling like you're a part of something instead of just passing through. I've mentioned this before, but staying in a hostel when you first arrive in a new spot has been the most successful way for me to make new friends and meet new people. After I left Mandala Hostel, I went back there almost every single day to use it as my social hub to see friends that I had already made and also meet new people that are passing through. But on top of that, I also used it as a co-working space. It just gave me instant community, a really good place to meet people, and a great hub for nightlife. Speaking of nightlife, Jeri has a lot to offer. It definitely goes down the more traditional route, with forró and samba being the main genres of music, but there's literally parties every single night if you want it. And samba Saturdays are the biggest. Mandala Hostel does a really great job of hosting free caipirinhas every single Saturday, getting a group together and everyone heads to samba together. Now, I can't talk about Jeri without mentioning the sunsets.
The sun is well on its way to setting.
I am such a huge sunset lover, I cannot stress that enough. I watch the sunset every single day without fail because Jericoacoara has a very special geographical location in Brazil, which means it's one of the only places in Brazil that you can watch the sunset into the water. And trust me, I did not take this for granted.
I already know this sunset is going to be a very good one. Hiding in the boat from the wind. The kite surfers as well. Oh, it's just vibes, man. Look at that. Today is an exciting day because Dad is coming to visit me.
It's so rare that I get visitors on my trips, especially family members, so having Dad around was really nice.
And now we wait. Where are you, Dad?
I showed him my favorite food spots and even took him to a couple parties. If you've watched my previous videos, you know I love a quad bike. So in Jeri, you have two main options for day trips, the west and the east. The east is more relaxed, beach clubs, that kind of vibe, and the west is more adventure.
What are we doing today, Dad?
Quad excursion to the east side.
East side quad excursion.
Unfortunately, there was a misunderstanding when we booked the tour because everything we wanted to do was on the western tour, but we ended up doing the eastern tour, so the day was a lot more relaxed than expected. But nevertheless, a really great father-son bonding opportunity, driving around and discovering the national park on a quad bike.
Looks like I'm back on Paradise Lake. So nice, I had to come twice.
But I'm okay anyway.
And of course, ending the day watching another perfect sunset on the beach and getting some food together.
Cheers to your last night in Jeri.
Cheers to Jerry and Jerry. It's been great.
So I got another visitor. You might recognize KJ from my video about Fortaleza. It's so nice that we stayed in contact and he came to visit me for the weekend. Of course, I introduced him to all my peoples and the little life I have created for myself here in Jeri. And since it was the weekend, we went straight into Samba Saturday. On the night, we made friends with Toshi, who was actually my neighbor, and he came round for a very hungover breakfast the next morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Oi. 1 small beer, 1 large beer, 2 caipirinha, and 4 shots of cachaça.
Oh, that's not bad. That's the recipe for a good night breakfast. With company. Oh, that's so nice.
Honestly, I'm so grateful for all the friends that I make on my travels. Sometimes you just click as people, and a short 2-week encounter can make you feel like you've known each other for years. Time just works differently when you're traveling. Honestly, I think KJ loved the place even more than me, because after a very fun weekend, he left and then came back the next weekend, and this time bringing some friends with him. So we go again the next weekend with an even bigger gang, showing the new faces the magic that Jeri has to offer, and this time KJ got to introduce me to his people. Honestly, the whole town just felt like one giant hostel to me. There were times where I was walking from my apartment to the beach, which was only a 15-minute walk, but it would take me well over an hour because I'd be stopped by so many people along the way just to have conversations and catch up. It really just gave me the biggest sense of community I've ever felt in my entire life. My time in Jeri was very, very sociable, which I absolutely loved. But of course, it's also important to focus on yourself and take some time to recharge and take in everything that's going on around you.
I've been working all day, and to switch up my routine, I think I want to go and climb a sand dune, but I'm not sure if it's possible. Okay, so because Jericoacoara is inside a national park, I walked to the gate, asked the guy, is there a sand dune nearby that I can just walk to? He was like, yeah, just go that way. So now I left the city and look where I am. So that is a big sand dune, but now I'm just in the national park and I'm free. No tour guide, just walking about. That's huge. I don't know if I even want to try and get up there. Look at this sand. There's just no one here. It's so windy.
This mini adventure gave me so many strong emotions, from a crazy amount of excitement from being by myself in the desert with this insane landscape in front of me, hiking up a sand dune for sunset after a full day of work. I honestly just couldn't help but pinch myself for a minute. When your life is so full of excitement and adventure all the time, I think it's really important to give yourself the opportunity to slow down and take in everything that's going on around you and feel these feelings. And then topping everything off with a little bit of fear, trying to find my way back to town in the dark through the desert, a really fun little spontaneous trip after work. So building on that, of course, this life can look incredible to an outsider, but I always say that it's not just anyone that is cut out for it. Yes, it can be glamorous and the highs are very high, but with that comes very low lows as well. And one of the biggest challenges in the nomad lifestyle is saying goodbye. Not just to people, but to places and to things, especially in a place like this where I had a really nice little life just going on for myself, and I enjoyed every single second. But as they say, it's never goodbye, it's see you soon. So I just arrived at my bus to go to Fortaleza, and look who I bumped into. You back, baby. You won't leave me alone.
It's you to me. Come on, don't frame it like that.
So with the post-trip blues already hitting hard, I set off on an 18-hour bus trip to continue my journey down to Natal and Pipa.